important for us to support our distributors because if you see large parts of the country, the operations are disrupted, whether it's physical operations or banking operations. So what we are doing is we are looking at the requirements of the markets, looking at the requirements of our distributors, and supporting them with adequate credit. It's not a blanket saying that you need to increase credit by X number of days or Y number of days. I think where required, we are taking it up and giving a few days of credit to support our distributors. And depending on how the situation evolves, we will do more or less of it in a dynamic manner. But we are going to definitely support our distributors while being judicious about how we deploy credit. And I think it's working well for us, and I think that will also help us in restoring some of the supply continuity. Sanjeev, do you want to take the second one?
Sure. Our philosophy is very clear. We serve the consumers wherever they want to shop. And different channels have got different shopping missions at times. So people go to a big format store on certain occasions. They go to a neighborhood grocery on a certain occasion. But yes, this crisis will have a change. And I believe it would give a fillip to e-commerce. There's no question about that. But it will also give a fillip to whether it is the big box store or the neighborhood grocery to adopt technology and serve the consumers better. So I believe from a perspective of distribution channels, this is certainly a moment where adoption of technology would creep up, certainly, and people would do their best to make themselves relevant.
I'm conscious of time. Can we just get maybe two more questions, two more people?
Sure, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we may request you to please limit your questions to one per participant. For any further questions, you may come back for a follow-up. The next question is from the line of Nandana Jain from Hindu Business Line. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Just wanted to ask, there have been reports about the possible exit of GSK, so wanted to know HUL's response to it.
That's a question you should be asking GSK, not to us. If you want to talk about how pleased we are with Horlicks and Boost, we are absolutely delighted with the acquisition.
Okay, you had said that you have certain plans in mind for Horlicks, so will it be possible to elaborate on that?
That's a little bit long-term plan. That strategy doesn't change. Okay. And at an appropriate time, we will definitely share more with that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And for us, it's a fabulous acquisition, great set of people, absolutely great brand. And we are delighted. And the moment could not have been more opportune when people need nutrition and people need to boost their immunity. So I'm completely delighted. But at a certain stage, we'll definitely share with you what our plans for Halt are. Yeah?
I just wanted to ask one follow-up question to you. You had mentioned that as for the outlook for the overall FMCG sector, it remains positive. Can you please elaborate on that?
That is, we always maintain based on the mid to long-term story of India and the penetration level of FMCG and the per capita consumption of FMCG in the country. Yeah, from all these measures, FMCG remains a very attractive, India remains a very attractive market for FMCG and for Hindustan Unilever. There's no question about that.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Raj Kumar from PTI. Please go ahead.
Hi. I just wanted to understand from you, Srini, you spoke about during the pandemic, people moving bag levels, migrating, etc. So how is HUL managing its production? Have you also faced these similar labor shortages like many other industries have witnessed? And when the new normal comes in, do you see those...
Sorry, your voice is completely breaking up for me. Can you repeat the question, please? Just struggling to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Okay, I was referring to the migration of labor that you mentioned about. And we also heard from many industries that they had faced labor issues, non-availability of workers. So how has HUL managed on that front? And when we come to the new normal, how and how many of your workers came back so that you can reach the full capacity?
So in the initial stages, I think given the lockdown, I think there was difficulties across all industries. I think what we're countering is a major pandemic. There was concern for people for health and safety, which affected that we did not have adequate people coming in. We had a lot of restrictions on movement. Progressively, that has continued to improve. I think Sanjeev has spoken about where in the initial days, maybe our operations were less than 5%. Today, they have moved up to more than 75-80%. So we have started to see people come back in. I think we have taken various measures with respect to their health and safety. A lot of work has been done in our manufacturing sites and operations in terms of preventive equipment, sanitation, the cleanliness. I think these all measures are giving confidence for people to come in. We've also put in many measures, and I've talked about, we even took out medical insurance coverage for people who are in our extended core. That means people who work with our distributors, people who work with our third parties. I think that's one of the largest programs with more than 23,000 people. I think all these measures have started to help. And I think as people are coming in and seeing that HUL is providing the best possible facilities to really take care of their health and hygiene, we are seeing this to build up progressively. So we are confident that over the next few weeks, this will continue to improve. And that remains our first priority. Therefore, safety of our people and getting supply continuity back to normal levels are what we're really focusing on. I think balance, we just have to wait, watch, and work it through.
I assume that right now about 70% of your workers are available with you, or is it that or a certain percentage of people are working double shifts maybe?
Yeah,
sorry, go on, Sanjay.
Yeah, let me add. You know what Srini talked about is 75-80% of our normal production is happening. Yeah? Even at the beginning, it was less of an issue of our own workforce. Yeah, our workforce are heroes, absolutely heroes. And they were willing to come in, most of them from day one. But initial days, we were not even getting approvals for all the workers to come in because they had given us a limited number of permits. But we have been, even with limited number of permits, initially, we started becoming more innovative. And wherever the states where the laws permitted, we started having long shifts so that we could still run the production with a lesser number of people. But you have to understand that supply chain works in a synchronized manner. It is not just me who is going to run the factory. You know, we have to get our raw materials, we have to get our packaging material. Those are different factories, and we have scores of suppliers who supply to us. And then initially there was a lot of issues with transport. Yeah, we were not getting transport, and then there were loading, unloading. And then you move to the front end, our distributors people, many of them were in the containment zone. Our distribution centers were not initially getting permissions. So supply chain works flawlessly when it moves in a centralized fashion. And things have improved significantly. That's the reason we are at 75-80%. And we would believe that this would keep improving.
We heard that some...
Moderator, can we have the next question, please? Moderator, can we have the next question, please? We are running out of time.
Sure, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take the last question from the line of Charlene D'Souza from Bloomberg. Please go ahead.
Hi, good evening, sir. My question is, across categories, is your production running at 70%, or is it different across different categories? As you said, skincare, there's no demand. It doesn't fall under the essential goods at this point in time. Even ice cream, for that matter. If you could tell us across categories what it's standing at. And my second question is the extent of goods that's reaching retailers at this point in time. Because we've been given to understand that only between 10 to 20%, that's the extent of goods that's being, depending on the order that's placed by the retailer.
I'm sorry I was not able to get your entire question, but I got a sense of what you were asking. So, our focus was also on manufacturing those goods which are most required by this time. So when we had limited number of people, our entire focus was in ensuring that as far as health, hygiene, those are the kind of products which we need to focus on so that we could maximize the production of that, and we sent. Now, as far as skincare and all is concerned, for the first several weeks, we did not manufacture them, or color cosmetics, for instance, we did not manufacture them. So we don't even know to what extent the demand has been lowered. We believe there would be a lot of pent-up demand. Even when you are at home, you want to look after your skin. There's no question about that. And when people start wearing masks, it becomes even more important to look after your facial skin and all. So those demand, and especially because we have great brands and we are market leaders in most of the categories, I would believe that the demand will come back. And ice cream, you have to also understand that a large part of ice cream business is out of home. Yeah, we have thousands of trikes who move around cities selling our great brands of quality balls. And when all that came to a halt, it of course impacted the demand. And then of course we had to cut back on the production because we were into the peak season and we already had stocks. So there are different variables which have impacted different bit. The real shift in demand and the change of consumer behavior, we would be able to gauge only when normalcy happens.
Yeah. Percent of goods that are reaching the retailer currently, depending on the order that they...
Oh, they're moving. Whatever we sell moves on.
Received, or is it higher from those levels?
I think, look,
Charlene, your audio is not clear.
Charlene, what we're saying is both from, let's say, production as well as dispatch, and even if you see the secondary sales, which is from our distributor to retailers, is all coming into a good rhythm. I think the 70 to 80% range will broadly hold for all three components. Yeah. So thank you, Charlene. I also actually want to take this opportunity on behalf of Hindustan Unilever to thank all of you. I think from media and various parts of television and other, I think you guys are all doing a fabulous job by being out there in the time of this crisis and covering many aspects, both on economy, health and hygiene, and really, keeping people updated. So we thank you for everything that you're doing. We also thank you for taking your time out today to actually engage with us and better understand our performance and more importantly, the outlook. We wish you well. Please be safe and take care of you and your loved ones, and wish you all the best. Thank you.